Horror story. A beautiful woman who appeared at a campsite. There are a lot of people who go camping for car camping, right? This story is about an amazing true story that campers should pay a particular attention to. It was a day in early autumn, just beginning the transition from summer to autumn. The story is a story that Nakata, a man in his mid-40s, living in Japan, experienced himself. Nakata went camping alone after a long time on an autumn day when his summer was over and the autumn window was blooming. Nakata's one-person camping method was to simply set up a tent for one person and spend the night in the nature, looking for a good place in the mountains and a good water along the valley where he had gone before without fixed destination. On that day, too, Nakata drew into the valley with the fresh air and the sound of water that he had faced before. He felt refreshed and relaxed after being outside after a long time. Nakata was in a good mood and continued into the valley. It was getting late and he had to hurriedly pitch a tent and find a place to spend the night, but he did not find a suitable place. Fortunately, he found a parking lot near a valley zone, stopped there and looked around, but there is no place to set up a tent. Perhaps this place looked like a place where people camped play during the day and moved to the nearby camping site at night. The remaining cars, there seemed to be vehicles of people who enjoy fishing at the fishing spot right next to them. Nakata, regardless of setting up a separate tent, decided to sleep in the car tonight and continue to travel again tomorrow and lie down in the car to sleep. It wasn't as noisy as a camping site, but it wasn't completely isolated mountains area, and it was also a place with a fishing ground nearby, so Nakata felt a little less scary. Nakata fell asleep after leaving his tired body on the seat for some time, but he woke up to hear someone knocking on the window of the car in his sleep. Nakata was surprised while looking at the window. On the passenger seat side of Nakata's car, a woman knocked on the window of the car and asked to open the car door. The woman asked for help, saying men are trying to attack her. Nakata was surprised and reached out to open the door of the passenger seat and looked at the woman when he suddenly had a strange thought. It was time for Nakata to reach out to open the door. At the time, Nakata saw this woman smiling slightly. Nakata thought, "Is it ghost?" So, looking at the woman's appearance slowly again, the woman's appearance does not fit even though she's a ghost. However, the appearance of the woman is strange and awkward. She had a thick makeup and long straight hair, but in contrast to being chased by someone, she looked calmly well-dressed and not masked at all. Her neat and clean, sophisticated suit was so inconsistent with this mountain. Nakata couldn't think she was being chased by someone when he saw her. In addition, her tone is not urgent and scary, but rather relaxed and like a curious woman who handles work. Feeling strange, Nakata raised his body up before opening the door and started the car again, asking what was going on. And he moved to the side where the woman was, looked at the woman more closely, and tried to listen to the woman in there. Just then, Nakata was surprised to see the black shadow reflected in the side mirror. The appearance of a woman knocking on the door urgently by the window was definitely a beautiful young woman, because the shadow of a woman in the side mirror was the appearance of an old woman with a crooked waist. Nakata dropped his eyes at the moment and alternated between the woman standing next to the car and the shadow reflected in the side mirror. No matter how much he looked at it, the woman standing next to the car was a young and beautiful woman, and the shadow over the woman in the moonlight through the side mirror was the appearance of a short old woman with a crooked waist. But what's even more strange is that the woman was definitely in a hurry to ask for help and was trying to open the door by knocking on the window, but her lips were smiling strangely. Nakata woke up, felt something was wrong, straightened up, looked at the woman slowly, and suddenly got surprised and started running away. The woman by the window was definitely shouting out loudly in a hurry, but the lips hadn't movement at all. Nakata drove the car and started running to get out of the scene. The Nakata heard a woman running from behind. When he looked back through the room mirror, the woman was not getting too far, even though the car was running at full speed. And the sound of a woman running toward Nakata. Crack, crack. There was a sound of a horse running. Nakata ran for a long time and managed to get out of the valley, and when he arrived at the side of the street light, he couldn't hear the sound of a woman. It was only then that Nakata induced scared thought and looked at the room mirror, and he could no longer see a woman. Many years have passed, but Nakata still doesn't know what the woman he saw that day was. However, Nakata has completely abandoned his hobby of camping alone since that day. Especially car camping has become unimaginable under any circumstances. Aren't you camping in the car while watching this? Then get out of the way right now. At this moment, an unidentified woman may appear in front of you.